happy and blessed Tuesday night. As I said earlier, welcome to our Team Relentless training. Today is October 19th. Can you believe it? Like almost a whole year has gone by. But guess what it means for us tonight? This is our third day stepping into the first week of this calendar month for this business. So first and foremost, if we haven't already met, my name is Myra Ferreira. I'm one of the executive sales directors within this entire Team Relentless and our company. And I consider it a privilege to be able to serve you as host for these trainings. We do this every single Tuesday night, and you want to make sure you mark your calendar so you're ready. Welcome and a huge congratulations to anyone who's brand new. In fact, if you're a brand new agent, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if this is the very first time you're plugged into this training. If you've just recently gotten started, we want to salute you. We want to welcome you, and we want to give you a huge congrats for taking that step forward and daring to design your life. But in the spirit of what we like to do as a team, we love to celebrate the success of everyone on board with us on this journey. So I'm going to start off by, in this beginning month, celebrating so far the top agents with the highest new agent enrollments, right? This is under the entire umbrella of Team Relentless, by direction of our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Marrero. So the #1 agent so far, kicking it off with enrollments, growing our family, expanding our reach, is Sandra Mantry. So go ahead and celebrate her in the chat. RVP Reisa Ortero, Diana Gomez, Nelly Plasencia, Catherine Lemios, hopefully I pronounced that right, and Executive Sales Director, Chris Berner. So go ahead and celebrate them in the chat. Throw some flames in there, clap it up. I know we're all muted, but trust and believe you're gonna wanna celebrate for them the same way you'll have others celebrate for you in your moments of success and being able to shine. Moving on to celebrating our top 10 highest enrollers for new clients into the Protection Plan membership. Our #1 spot held by Vanessa Caprio, VP Anthony Kelly, Marina Urrutia, Vice President Dr. Arnold Bogarty, Nakia Johnson, Maddie Crespo, Madeline Crespo, Zandra Valles, one of our other vice presidents, Raquel Valle, Tamiskia Moore, and Charles Ragland. So congratulations to you. You all are giving other families and individuals a ray of hope. You're offering them a solution to a huge challenge. You are directly impacting them, possibly purchasing a dream home or being able to refinance to an interest rate that they deserve, or maybe getting that dream car. Understanding that by way of this program, we are able to offer a solution to something that impacts 8 out of 10 individuals. It's a huge deal to be a blessing in the life of others. And by way of this program and opportunity, we get to do so. Now, as far as our training for tonight, I know that we have, by special invitation, Chris Berner made it possible to extend that to a senior regional vice president with our company. So what that means is it's someone that has truly created a great deal of success, but not only for themselves, also for everyone that's been able to join them, follow their dreams and their goals, and be able to step forward and grow. Being that this is live and unscripted, right? I know some people will catch the recording. I'm just wanting confirmation here within the group text for our trainer. I don't know if he's just been put as co-host. I don't see that there either. All righty. Xavier, perhaps should we move along to our second trainer? Maybe our guest trainer could still be committed to something at this point. What would you say?
Yeah, let's go ahead. I know for a fact, the lineup was going to be with Bruce going over that information. I know if we want to, I think Dr. Arnold Bogarty will definitely be ready. Well, we know he's ready, right? He was born ready.
Already,
so
always.
Let's definitely go into his training. His training is going to be very powerful, and it's synchronized with everything we got going on, right? We definitely want to learn how to not only do the PBR, but how do you act and carry yourself as a professional during that PBR, right? So the best candidate to do that will be no other than our Vice President, Dr. Arnold Bogarty. So if you want to go ahead and bring him on board, let's get to rolling.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for that confirmation. Yes. So as Xavier was saying, we get to hear from someone that's been able to not only create a great deal of success for himself, but lead by example, always ready, always there, always willing to serve. And even prior to this business, to the extent of even offering the sacrifice of his well-being, his life, all of his time and efforts, having been in special forces and serving this country. So a huge shout out to anyone, military or military family. But I'll tell you as well, knowing him personally, being privileged to consider him a friend, and just grateful for all the ways he's been able to pour into myself. He's definitely a leader's leader, but he has a huge heart of service for others. I don't know of anyone else I could think of to resemble that or reflect so much that saying where it's on, don't pay me back for what I do, definitely pay it forward. Again, he's just been a great deal of influence in all the positive ways with training our team, with being there and topping the charts. His name was dropped tonight too for the success he's been able to create. And as a vice president, if you didn't already know, he's built a business that generates a minimum of $100,000 every 30 days in volume. I see him ready. I think I'm in the way. So let me go ahead and get out the way. Please have all of your undivided attention to receive these training nuggets from none other than Vice President Dr. Arnold Bogarty.
Hey, Myra, what's going on? Can you hear and see me okay?
Yes, loud and clear.
Team Relentless, what's going on? Your Vice President, Dr. Arnold Bogarty. First of all, guys, we kind of maybe take for granted or we get complacent when it comes to people serving. There's no greater calling that you have is to serve others. And Myra has been doing that, since she's been part of this company. She serves every week. She's the best edifier I've ever heard of. I mean, guys, you would think she could introduce you. You'd be like a rock star. You'd be like, whoa, who the hell is she talking about? She does such a phenomenal job. And so we appreciate you. So if you're on a cell phone, go ahead and throw some fire in the chat. And if you're not, go ahead and just throw a 1 in the chat just to show Myra appreciation for everything that she does. I tell you what, she makes us as leaders look so much better. All right, when she edifies us. And so thank you, superstar. Thank you for serving. And thank you for just being the leader that you are, guys. But hey, guys, I'm excited. All right. I'm excited the time of our business that we are. I'm excited about this topic. Us leaders, we get together, every Monday and we talk about how better or what can we do to serve the team. And you guys, these trainings happen, every Tuesday, but on the Monday Millionaire Mindset, our leader, Pinnacle Senior Vice President Alfred Nixon, he called for us to get back in the trenches. And what does that mean? You see, a lot of people on here, you joined our business post-COVID. That means after COVID-19 happened. And so we used to do a lot of things and we've gotten used to doing a lot of things online. Okay, now online is convenient. You can sit here, guys. I tell you what, I scroll this camera down. Trust me, it's all business up top, party down below. I got on a pair of shorts. All right, I'm letting you guys know that right now. Okay. And so you guys can see how it is that we could get comfortable, sitting here being behind a camera or being on Zoom. Okay. But how we really built this business and how we've had a lot of success has been meetings, has been getting in the trenches, has been bringing our information to people on a personal level. And that's what we want to get back to. But in order to do that effectively, we have to know, we have to understand how it is, to act, how it is to present ourselves so that people want to join UWE, so people want to be a part, so we can actually export our culture on to other people. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. But first, for you guys who don't know me, and we have a lot of people that join, our business is growing so much. And so I want to take about 2 minutes to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Arnold Bogarty. And prior to me becoming a professional in this industry, prior to me becoming an entrepreneur, guys, spent 16 years in the military, 12 in special forces. If you guys don't know what special forces is, basically, I got paid to do bad things to bad people. But unfortunately, when you're in that line of work, sometimes bad things happen to you. My last deployment to Afghanistan, guys, I was shot 3 times in the chest. But how many people here know you can't choose when God sends your blessing? And God sent me mine when I was shot because I met a young lady that completely changed my life. You see, from the outside looking in, being part of special ops looks great. You're top 1% of the military. You get to jump out of planes. You get to carry big guns, go cool places. But tell you the truth, guys, I was broken inside. My wife and I have been married for about 5 years. I probably saw her maybe 8, 9 months out of that 5 years. And it wasn't because I didn't love her. It wasn't because I wasn't in love with her. Guys, duty just called. I had to go. All right. My oldest son, Cameron, was born. He was about 5 years old at the time. And we had not really gotten that bond. My youngest son wasn't born yet. And if you guys know anything about the military, we don't do it to get rich. And so a lot of the time I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. And so, guys, I was looking for something. I was looking for a way to be that present husband. I was looking for a way to be that present father, and I found it. You see, when I got introduced to this industry, okay, it was what I needed. Okay, now I have the ability, all right, to be that present husband. I have the ability to be that present father. I have the ability now, because of this industry, all right, because of this company, to provide for my family, not necessarily just what they need, but what they deserve. And so that's what network marketing, and that's what this company has done for me. So it's a privilege for me to get on here and train. I don't take it lightly. Every time that I train, I want to add value. All right. And hopefully by the end of this training, guys, I have been able to add that value. And so I'm going to go into my training right now and share my screen. But what I wanted to talk about, guys, is event etiquette. Okay. Now, event etiquette is important, how we act and how it is that we present ourselves. And Myra, if you could tell me if you can see my screen, make sure everything's good.
Yes,
it doesn't look like it's going
in PowerPoint.
Mode. Okay, there we go. Bam. Looks like you should be able to see it in a second.
Perfect.
All right, perfect, guys. Okay, it's on there. Well, guys, what I want to do is talk about event etiquette. And I want you guys to really take notes, okay? Because a lot of the time, how we act and how we present ourselves and how the event goes is the difference between someone joining and someone not joining. And we don't want anyone to be turned away because not by the information, because we all know the information is useful. We know what our services have, but we don't want people turned away because people are at events acting a fool. People are at events, not representing themselves and not representing the company the right way. Okay. So there's 3 parts to an event. All right. There's before the event, there's during the event, and there's after the event. Okay. So I'm going to go into each one, and I'm going to go into how it is that you can make the event, how it is that you can do your part to make it a successful event. Okay. Prior to the presentation, we always want to be on time. All right, backwards plan, the traffic in your area, some of the items. If it's raining, you might have to leave it early, but you want to make sure that you're on time. All right, never, ever arrive after your guests. Now, if you can't help it, if you're at work and you're getting off, 20 minutes after the presentation, okay, that's fine. Invite your guests. We will take care of them. But guys, listen, there's a lot of people, man, that show up late. All right. And that is so unprofessional. And so the main thing we want to do is make sure that we're on time. Secondly, all right, make a goal to make your friends feel comfortable. What I mean by that, listen, if you are laid back and you're that cool guy, maybe that talkative guy or that talkative girl, and then when you get to the presentation, you turn into a robot, you turn into somebody that's not you, your guests can sense that. Okay. So be comfortable, be yourself. All right, we want your guests to get there. You want your guests to say, hey, you know what? This is a cool place to whereas I can be myself. All right. As you guys can see, act normal. All right. Be yourself. From the beginning, your friend is asking themselves, would I invite my family member to this? And we want them to say yes. And that all starts in the beginning. Now, be presentable, clean and crisp. What do I mean by that? Guys, you got to dress the part. I know our senior executive vice president, Mr. Ashton Henry, always talks about you can't attract a dream looking like a nightmare. All right, guys, you want to show up presentable, okay? You don't have to have, the $10,000 Xavier Marrero suits to show up, okay? But guys, show up in a nice pair of slacks, okay? Show up in a shirt. Ladies, show up in something presentable. Now, I know that we want to have that nice form-fitting outfit, that we probably go to the club in, but maybe that's not the proper attire because we want to send the right signal, okay? So dress appropriately, all right, and be friendly, okay? Mix and mingle. Never under any circumstances ditch and leave your friend, guys. That drives me crazy, okay? And I've been to in the past 8 years, I would have to say well over 1,000 events, whether they're small home parties or large events, and it drives me crazy when I see a guest that had been invited and they're standing there by themselves, just kind of twiddling their thumbs because they don't know the people. All right, to them, everyone is strangers. And so you want to go ahead and introduce your prospect, introduce the person that you invited to as many people as possible. Why? because you want them to feel comfortable. You want them to know that that is our culture. And also you want them to be comfortable inviting their friends and family as well. Absolutely, absolutely no network marketing talk. I want you to guys to imagine yourself, being transported from here to Saudi Arabia. And, most of the people on here probably don't speak Arabic. Well, that's what you sound like when you're talking network marketing talk to people who are just invited. They don't know what an upline is, a downline is. Okay, they don't know, what a cab bonus is. They don't need to know that a person didn't show up or, my downline did this, my upline did that. No, guys, no network marketing talk. All right, you want to keep the atmosphere light. Now, eventually, they're going to understand exactly after the presentation some of the things that we talk about, but under no circumstances, guys, no network marketing talk before the presentation. All right, and instead of calling people guests or prospect, refer to them as friend. No one wants to seem like they're a number. How many people out there, and drop a 1 in the chat if you want to feel like, hey, you're just there to get somebody paid, or you're expendable, or you're just, another number. Nobody wants to feel like that. Okay. And so introduce them as your friend, not a guest, not a prospect or anything like that, because people hate to be sold, but they want to be a part of something. Now, another one that is very important. If you've been in this industry longer than the day, you've had to deal with disappointment. You've had to deal with people not showing up. As a matter of fact, drop a 1 in the chat right now if you've invited somebody to a webinar or to a live event and they didn't show up. Now, if you invited more than 2 or 3 people in your network marketing career, this has happened to you. Okay, now it's how you handle the disappointment that is key. Okay, and here's how it says: handle disappointment with a smile. Not everyone you invite will show up. Trust me. All of us have done this, the UWE salute, where we're sitting there and we're outside the door and we're like this looking for our prospect or, our friend or our guest to show up, guys. It's a fact of doing business. Handle it with a smile. And remember, okay, if you don't need the PBR needs you. Just because your person didn't show up, all right, don't be selfish. Don't get glum. Don't start, frowning and talking bad, guys. Smile. All right, because now you have the ability to help someone else succeed. And in turn, guys, you're going to be blessed as well. And there, you should never, ever be empty seats in the front. Listen, when we go into a room, if there are empty seats in the front, that is disrespectful to the presenter. As a matter of fact, that's disrespectful to the event. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're filling them in front to back because it doesn't look good. All right, and I'm an example, not a firm believer. I'm an example that the people who sit in front make the most money. The people who sit in front get engaged. Why? Because they are not bothered by distractions. And so that's where you want your guests. You want your guests at the front of the room where it's just them having a personal conversation, all right, with the presenter. It's sort of like me sometimes when I go to church, all right? I know all of us have had that moment where you're sitting there and you're looking at the preacher and he's talking and you think he's only talking to you because something that you did. All right, we've all had that moment before. But that's how we want our guests to feel. We want our guests to feel so engaged. We want our friend to feel so engaged and so locked in with the presenter, okay, that nothing else matters in the room. Now, guys, we're going to switch over to during the presentation, all right? Now, this is very, very important. In the beginning, okay, before the presentation is key to kind of set the tone. Now, during the presentation, this is when the information, all right, is being transmitted. This is when we are transferring our belief onto someone else. And so you play a big part when that presenter is up there. First thing you want to do is set the example. All right. There's never a time where your prospect, your friend, your guest is going to be more excited than you. And our friend is always watching us. They will never be more excited than we are. And they will always, always follow our lead. When the host goes up and she goes over the rules, and Myra does an amazing job at our live events doing that, okay? But when they go over the rules, okay, and introduce your speaker, clap, get excited, stand up without having to be asked, okay? You want people to think, or you want people to know that you are bought in, that you believe in everything that we're presenting. And that all starts with attitude. When someone is introduced, whether it's, a Myra, or whether it's a David, or whether it's a Chris Barriner, all right, I'm up clapping, all right, because I'm excited because I know what this company has done for me. I know what it's done for my family, and I know what it's done for thousands of people. So I'm excited that the guest that I bought, that the friend that I bought is able to see the information, that they made it and took their time to come out. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited that their life is about to be transformed, okay? And I want you guys to remember something about our presenters, all right? Our presenters aren't professional speakers. They aren't. Encouragement is essential. So what do we want to do? We want to silence our cell phones, guys, and I'm guilty of this. I think we all are guilty of maybe doing a presentation, hopping on our phones or texting, or maybe getting up and taking a picture. Guys, what that does, it de-edifies the speaker and it de-edifies the information, because what you are saying to your friend or to your guest, all right, that what's on your cell phone for that 40 minutes that we're in there is more important than what you invited them out for. And then what can happen is they're going to miss key aspects of the presentation, all right, that they may needed to hear in order for them to be your next client or order for them to be your next business partner as well. Now, if you guys know anything about me, all right, when I present, I like to have fun up there. I like to make corny jokes. I do. All right. Laugh at my corny jokes, okay? Even if you heard my corny joke 100 times, laugh at the joke. Why? Because it brings the tension down for your guests, all right? It makes them feel more comfortable. Okay, now we all know Xavier's the king of making corny jokes, but I laugh at him every single time, all right? He messes with me during every presentation, and I laugh at it every single time. Why? Not because he's funny, because he's not, all right? No, he is kind of funny sometimes, all right? But it's because people are looking at me. They're looking at my reaction. And what I want to do is set the example. And here's another thing. Never elaborate on what a speaker is saying. The reason why you invited them to a presentation, okay, is because you want them to share the information, because they are the expert. When you're leaning over and you're elaborating, oh, what this person really means is this, what you're saying to your guests is that person up there does not know what they're talking about. And that's one of the more disrespectful things you can do, not only to the speaker, all right, but to UWE. And so never elaborate, okay? You invited them there. You did your job. Now let us as a speaker do our job. Never interrupt the speaker, all right, with questions. Never. Now, obviously, sometimes we have some guests that do that, all right? Your speaker up there knows how to handle it. But even in the beginning, okay, the host is going to say, hey, please hold your questions to the end. And if you do have a guest that gets up and asks a question, okay, let them know now is not the time. Well, what the last thing we want is agents blurting out, screaming and saying, yeah, or doing anything like that. No, guys, it de-edifies the speaker, okay? So what you want to do, you want to encourage the speaker, you want to smile, you want to clap, okay? But no blurting out, no asking questions, and guys, no leaning over and talking to your guests, during the presentation. And last, but certainly not least, never get up during the presentation. Never get up during the presentation, guys. Whatever it is, it can wait. All right, you have held your pee, okay? You have held it longer than 40 minutes before. Go to the bathroom before the presentation starts. Like my son, when I send him to bed, hey, go use the bathroom before you go to bed. Why? Because I don't want them to pee to bed. Well, guys, we don't want you getting up, okay, and interrupting our presentation, because now people are looking at you. And what does that do? It gives them permission to leave. Have you guys ever noticed that during a presentation? Once one person leaves, then you got that other person that was thinking about leaving. Now they're going to leave. And next thing you know, you have a windfall of people leaving. You have doors opening and shutting. And guess what? You are telling your guests that the information is not important. And not only is that costing you, all right, maybe a brand new agent, maybe your next vice president, your next Myra, but you may be costing somebody else theirs, because now they're not paying attention anymore, because they're paying attention to what it is that you're doing. Guys, drop a 1 in the chat if I'm relating to you. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're kind of understanding or feel what it is that I'm saying. I want to know that I'm providing value for you guys, because this is extremely, extremely important for us to have successful events, okay? For us to go ahead and build a culture on how it is that we act. And third, all right, after the presentation, guys, after the speaker gets done, this isn't party time. This isn't, hey, let's go get a drink, okay? It is app time. What you're doing is you are saying, hey, did this make sense? Are you ready to get started, okay? The number one goal after a presentation is to get your friend to become a client or an agent. That is the number one goal, all right? Not to go get something to eat, not to go outside and get on your phone, okay? You want it while it's fresh in their mind before they get any distractions, okay? To ask them that question to get started, okay? Now, When it's done, clap and stay seated. All right. Don't just get up and leave the room. It sends a wrong signal to your guests and it breaks the excitement when everyone leaves. It's like, okay, mad dash to the door. We can't wait to get out of here. Like you're breaking out of prison. No, we don't want to do that. We want to stay in the environment. All right. And unless previously arranged, don't insert yourself in another agent's conversation. Listen, if you have a person that's closing someone and that expert is there and you hear something and now all of a sudden you want to go Johnny on the spot and share your story. No, now is not the time. You were not asked to share your story. All right. Now, if that person brings you over and say, hey, Chris Barron, okay, you did taxes, right? Well, I have a tax professional. Do you mind sharing the story? That is your time to shine. That is your time to go over and share your story. Okay. But people don't want to feel like they're being jumped. You know, the worst thing you want is one guest and you got 5 agents huddled around them like sharks. No, guys, that is not the way we do it. We want people to join on their own free will, not being forced to join because you have 5 agents, you know, saying, are you ready to get started? Oh, no, you ready to get started? Have 10 people say that. No, guys, we don't need that. All right. Never represent the presentation. And what I mean by that, the presenter did his or her job. We presented the information. All we want to do is give someone enough information to make a $299 decision. That's it. They can learn everything else later. That's why we have a launch. That's why we have a getting started. Okay, you do not have to regurgitate all of the information. Why? Because now you're de-edifying it. And now people smell that thirst in you. Okay? They smell that thirst. And nobody wants to join with a thirsty person. So just ask them, are you ready to get started? Okay, you have a few questions. Let me answer your questions, guys. But don't answer questions that are geared to you for them not to join. You see, people are always going to look for excuses not to do something. If those questions come out, then you call them on it. And that's another training, you know, as far as closing. But listen, you want to answer getting started questions. And then if you have the opportunity to bring the speaker over or to bring your mentor over to answer some questions, go ahead, especially if you're new. And last but certainly not least, guys, not everyone joins on the spot. Once you've asked your closing questions and your friend isn't ready to join, it's okay. Don't get upset. I remember when I first joined this industry, guys, I was not the most personally developed person. And with my previous company, if they didn't see what I said, I was like, oh, you're stupid. I cannot believe you don't see what I see. You're a dumbass. All right. I mean, I would say everything out the book because I was in my feelings. Do not get in your feelings. It is just not their time. I want you to drop a 1 in the chat. All right. I want you to drop a 1 in the chat if you joined, okay, UWE, the first time you saw the information. I mean, as soon as someone said, hey, are you ready to get started? You see, guys, we have what, a little over 100 and something people on here. And we may have 5 people or 2 people that said, yeah, drop that 1. All right. So the fortune is in the follow-up. What you want to do now, you've exposed our culture. And so let our culture do the work. Don't get upset. Don't alienate someone because they didn't join. And then, guys, you want to go ahead, hey, you know, when we talk about making a decision to get started, all right, when someone says yes, they want to join, make it a big deal. All right. In our launch, we always talk about you've made the best decision of your life. And so when someone joins, yell out to the crowd, let them know, congratulations, Jack and Susan, for joining the team. It creates a domino effect because when someone do something, all right, then other people follow suit. All right. So we want to congratulate them for joining. All right. If you're nearby, if you're a leader, even if you're not a leader, even if you're a field trainer, if you're a new agent that got started, maybe the presentation before, shake their hand. Let them know that they did a great, that they made a great decision. Edify their sponsor. Hey, you joined with Chris Barron. Oh my gosh, she is amazing. She's helped me in so many ways. Follow her lead. Okay. She will lead you, all right, into the right places. All right. You know, edify them. Say something good about their, about the person that invited them. All right. Take pictures with the presenter and the upline. Before they leave, make sure your friend knows the basics, how to log into their website and where to find the getting started training. And follow these tips, guys. Follow these tips that I went over. All right. We will always have a successful event you and your friend will be proud of. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. All right. But now more than ever, guys, it's time to get back in the trenches. Okay. It's time to start doing events. It's time to get personal. It's time to get that belly to belly. People need what we want. But a lot of us have gotten complacent, okay? Like I said, standing behind this camera right now is easy. Sitting where you're sitting right now is easy because you really don't have to do nothing. Half the people don't even have their camera on. But when you're at that event, guys, everyone can see you. And so what you want to do is make sure that you're carrying yourself in a way that you can be proud of, that's going to reflect great on yourself, that's going to reflect great on our team, and more importantly, it's going to reflect great on our company and our industry. All right, guys, so hopefully I was able to bring value. I want to thank Xavier, and I want to thank the rest of the leaders for inviting me on here to train. Like I said, I never take it lightly. I always want to make sure that I'm leaving you guys with something that can help you build your business and take you to the next level. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back to Myra. And thank you guys for having me on. God bless.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bogarty. Arnold, I really appreciate everything that you pour out into the team. You hit on so many valuable points. I know that the team lit it up in the chat. Let's show him some love. He is never shy of being amazing on these training sessions. And, we have that much respect for you and appreciation for you in all that you do. And just much continued success. I know we're going to witness it all. So again, thank you so very much. Now, shifting gears, moving on to our next training session. I'm telling you, already Arnold shared so many golden nuggets, things to really be mindful of and learn from, but class continues to be in session for us during these trainings, right? So for tonight, I will tell you, I enjoy being able to edify. I do. And for the most part, for people I've been able to know personally, for people I've been able to edify repeatedly, I could do it with my eyes closed, like the saying goes, right? But I kind of got a little bit of the celebrity, nerves and stuff when I had to think about being able to edify this gentleman. And the reason is because he's that big of a deal when it comes to what he's been able to do with this company, right? But I'll tell you, he is a husband, he's a father, he is a leader that has trained across stages with our company. He was introduced to this opportunity by our Pinnacle Senior Vice President, Alfred Nixon. And I met him very early on in this company as Mr. Gold Lambo. Okay, so you probably already know what I'm talking about. But for anyone who still has to hear about his story and his journey, understand that he was recognized at our national convention as being within the top 5 highest income earners for our entire company under the age of 40. That is a huge accomplishment. He is based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So out here living in the Sunshine State, like myself and so many others. But he's also achieved the level of senior regional vice president with this company. What that means, if you don't know, is that he has built a business, an entire organization and team that generates a minimum of $2.5 million every 30 days in business, right? Can you imagine how many people might spend years of their entire life, probably even longer than the years he's been in this business, and never touch even half of that, a fraction of that amount? So again, I even had to pick my hair up tonight, folks, just to make sure I didn't miss a beat and I could hear everything this man has to say. But please give your undivided attention, full focus on none other than Senior Regional Vice President, Mr. Bruce Lee Rochester. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can definitely hear you. I don't know if your camera's on, but we can hear you. So you can definitely take it away, boss. Thank you for being here.
Awesome. I don't know if my camera's on either, but
yes, we got you. I can see you. Thank you so much.
Man, what a wonderful introduction. Where the red carpet at? Thought it was President Obama over there using edifying. I was about to say, man, that's me. Hey, that's me. Well, I appreciate it, Arnold. You did an amazing job, definitely breaking down some great information. Guys, put some ones in the chat if you guys got some good value tonight. Tonight, I want to go into some really good information that I feel that can really excel your business. Take your business to the next level, grow your business. I want you to put the word grow in your business. How many of you guys want to grow your business for 2021? You want to grow more customers. You want to grow more agents. You want to grow to the next level. Maybe you feel like you've been stagnant. Well, business, it kind of is like the stock market. It goes up and it goes down. And then there's also something called consolidation. Consolidation means maybe you feel like your business is going sideways. I want you to put the word normal in the chat. It's normal for your business to go consolidate, to go sideways, to go up, to go down. Sometimes, you probably like, man, am I doing the right things? What's the script you're using, Arnold? It's the same script. It ain't no difference. Business goes through seasons. No matter how great the business is, whether it's Tesla, whether it's Facebook, it goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. It's normal. right? So it's 6 months on, 6 months off. So today I want to, you guys brought me on. I wanted to go a little bit, I guess, into the 1 to 10 and or 1 to 8, whatever you want to call it. When me and Alfred first started, we didn't have much marketing material. We had a magazine and we had the 1 to 10. And you guys don't realize that that's all we use, really. So if you can just use a magazine and the 1 to 10, we built an organization of over 8,000 people just using those 2 marketing materials. So with the magazine, what we did with that is we went in it and we just told testimonies. So instead of, how you guys use the Zooms or to use videos, we didn't use no videos. We had the magazine. Hey, listen, this is Lakeisha right here. She's a senior vice president. At the time, she was a senior vice president. She's now senior regional. We told her story. We told about Ashton's story, Mike's story. Whoever was in that magazine, we leveraged the stories. But I want to show you guys how you can start inviting. There's a couple of skills you're definitely going to need. And I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but I want to show you guys how I was able to invite using a simple script. And okay, it's this one right here. So with this script right here, man, I've been using it for years.
So we can see, I'm sorry, Bruce, to interrupt. We can see it, but it's very small.
All right.
Like the window that popped up is very small.
All right. You can probably screenshot it if y'all can. But I'm gonna read it real small, really slow to you, and really the components, psychological parts of the script. So, the first thing you want to say is, hey, what are you doing for tonight? Whatever. But you want to let people know, hey, listen, I'm setting up a get together. I would love for you to attend. And the word get together instead of meeting sounds better. Or I don't know, the word get together just sounds more comforting. All right. It's about building or increasing your credit score. And plus more, you're able to make some extra income or make more money at the same time. I'm sure you agree knowledge is power. If I personally invited you, would you attend? So there's a lot of things there. So most people, when they invite, they try to be sneaky and slick by not really telling them about what it is they're inviting them to. But we have a really powerful service. I want you to type in the word powerful. We have something people need. You don't gotta hide it. You don't gotta be discreet. Let them know it's about increasing your credit score. So here's a key word you don't want to say. Don't say the word fix. I'm gonna tell you why. If I got good credit, I don't want to fix it. My credit's good. You want to say the word increase. If I got an 800, I want to get to an 820. If I got an 830, I want to get to an 850. So we're going to place the word fix and we're going to put the word increase. So I'm setting up a get together. I would love for you to attend. It's going to be about how you can increase your credit score higher than what it is now and how you can make some extra income for 2022, for 2021, whatever the year is. I'm sure you agree, knowledge is power. If I personally invited you, keyword personally invite. Everybody wants to be personally invited. We don't want to be group invited. We want to be personally invited. We want to feel special. If I personally invited you, would you attend? I'm telling you, when you send that message out, man, I send that message out. I had a new agent sent it out. We had 17 people show up at the house. 17 people showed up. We had about 5 people got started that night. And then we had a fallback meeting, which is a meeting for the people who said they couldn't make it. And we also leveraged that. But that was a really powerful invite. So I know we've been so accustomed to using the scripts for Zooms, but we got to get back in the trenches. We got to get back into the face-to-face, showing people, hey, this is what I'm doing. Meeting up with people, mask on, mask off. Let's go, baby. All right, so that was a quick invite. Now I want to show you guys the 1 to 10, or 1 to 8, whatever they call it. Let me see if I have it here. Well, this was the 1 to 10 when we first came out. I know we don't use this anymore, right? Let's see here. That's when we first came out. We was using that, but we don't use that no more. All right, let me send you guys what we're using now. It's in the back office. Give me a second, guys. What am I looking for? I just had it before you guys came here. Oh, it's on my desktop. I'm so silly. All right, it's on my desktop. All right, hold on. Here it is, right here. Let me move this out the way. So this is what we first was using before everything was all. You guys can see my screens. This is what we were using. So
Images loading.
when we first came out, y'all can see it. So
Yes.
when we first came out, we was edifying a company. So there's certain psychological parts of the human brain when you're talking to an urchin, a dolphin, a whale, or a shark. An urchin is a person that's analytical. They want to know all the details. So box one was the box that we went into, the analytics, the facts, the details. That was for that personality trait. Box two, same thing. But then you also had people that was like a whale. A whale is a type of person like a Mother Teresa. They like to help people. They're community driven. They don't really care about the money, but they just want to help. You know, they don't know how to say no. They just want to help everybody, right? So that was what the YFL box was about the charity, how we donated over 400, 500, 600,000. So we wanted to emphasize the YFL part, how we can help kids that was educated from 8 to 18, whether they're a senior in high school or a freshman in college. We're giving away money for kids that are not learning about finances. This is huge, right? This is something I feel that we're helping changing the community. So not only you're working on your credit, but you're changing lives. So that was what that YFO was about. All right. And then we also, of course, we want to cater to the sharks. And the shark is the person that, hey, listen, I just want to see the money. Where the money at? Where the money at? And that's when you start talking about the commissions, the bonuses, right? And of course, the dolphin, that's the person that wants to talk about the traveling and the trips and, you know, just having fun. We just want to have fun. So on here, some of you guys are like, well, I don't really know how, when I get to the compensation plan, Bruce, I don't know, I'm a little stuck. All right, so that's the old one. Let's look at the new one, all right? So as you can see here, it says UWE. And this is simple, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now. How many of you guys can read? Put the word read in the chat. How many of you guys can read? If you can't read, This one? At the top. This? Oh, it's not letting me because of this. If I click this out, then it's going. Yeah. All right, sorry guys. How many of you guys can read? Let me see. Is it just me that know how to read? 28 people know how to read. Okay, there's 112. So let me see how many people don't know how to read. All right, so the rest of y'all don't know how to read. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. We can still make money. All right. So for those who do know how to read, all you have to do is read. Did you know 112 million Americans have only, we're talking about people with only 580, 590 credit score or less. 45 million Americans probably don't, their credit invisible. And also arguments about money and finances is one of the #1 talks of divorces. You know, we could all agree about that, right? So what's the solution? We have something called a protection plan. So you go into the benefits, you know, how we can help people pay down their debt, how we can get their finances on track. Also how we give back to the community, which is the YFL. So you're just going into box by, but guys, you're just reading. Reading is fundamental. And then you also can talk about, listen, for the longer you stay on the services, your monthly subscription will actually get cheaper. So you're getting 12 additional services, no additional costs. We have a track record over 17 plus years, over 10 plus years in the company. We've satisfied over 150,000. So now you're going into the facts, the details. Guys, all you're basically doing is reading. That's all we did. We read what was on the box. and we just read the magazine. We told the testimonies from the magazine. So as long as you have this right here, and we laminated it, because we didn't want to look cheap. You know, you can't be talking about something you're making all this money and you got this little flimsy paper, and you didn't even want to use color. Like, come on, bro, you really? So you're making all this money, you couldn't use color ink? Come on, bro. Bro, we know you struggling. We both know you struggling. So you don't want to let them know you're struggling. Make sure you get it laminated. Spend that extra money. And when they say, hey, can I take this home? No, you can't. Unless you sign it up. They're talking about something you want to take it home. No. You can give them the paper version, but you ain't taking care. You're not taking home my laminated version. All right. I spent money for that. All right. So if you go down the box, down here, you can talk about the additional services, of course, the credit my rent, the secure credit card. But if you go down there to where it says the compensation plan, what I would do is I'd say, listen, we get paid over 6 different ways. You know, you get $100. If you follow me here at direct commissions, we earn $100 for every customer, right? We also earn $12 on the back end. Now, some people are like, well, I don't know how to explain the agent part. Let me show you how I do it. We get paid anywhere from $100 to $560 for every referral on every agent. People that want to be a business partner. I'm done. And then I go right into the R&R program. And I'm really big on the R&R. I go really in depth of the R&R. I'm like, hey, listen, once you start to really bring in a lot of referrals, you can basically get yourself retired. And then I go into level 1, level 2, level 3, and I'm done. We done. How many of you guys think this is simple? Put the word simple in the chat. You're just basically just reading. And then when you have the magazine should be coming out right after Meek Mill's album drop. Oh, his album already dropped, sorry. The magazine should be dropping soon though. I think Alfred already told me he got some magazines. But that's basically what we did. We just read, we went through the magazine, and then we just told about 3 or 4 testimonies, and we were done. And then after that, we want to go into the closing. So then the closing questions would be based on the idea of, you know, getting started. If you were to do something like this, how much money would you need to earn per month, just for starters, for something like this to be worth your time? And then we'll get that dollar amount on how much money they're looking to earn. We'll say, how many hours would you be willing to devote without taking away from what you're doing right now? And they'll say, I could put in a few hours a week or whatever they'll say. And then we'll close. We'll say, well, listen, if I could show you a way where you can earn an extra, whatever they just told you, working a few hours a day, would you be willing to get started today? Some of you guys are like, I don't know how to close, because you're not asking closing questions. You got to ask them, okay, if this was something you would be looking to do you see an opportunity for yourself? Is the closing question number 1. Do you see an opportunity for yourself? Do you see yourself as a customer, an agent, or both? All right. Once they answer that question, then you go into, all right, well, based on the idea of covering your bills, just for starters, how much money would you need to earn per month for something like this to be worth your time? Wait for the answer. How many hours could you do? How many hours can you put in without taking away from what you're doing now? Wait for the answer. And then here's the closing question. If I can show you a way where you can earn whatever they just told you, working a few hours a week or a few hours a day, would you be willing to get started today? How many of you guys could do that? Put a 1 in the chat. Put 1, 2, 3. Put 1, 2, 3. Guys, I've been using those closing questions from my travel company. I used to sign up 40 people a month using those questions. 40 people a month. No one ever told me no. And then if they told me, I don't have the money today, okay, how far are you from the $299? How far are you from the $299? Some people are like, I got 200 right now. Okay, we just need 100. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Let's get a customer in. Oh, I didn't know you had 200. I got 180. I want 150. Let's get it done. How far are you from the 299? And then we'll figure out a way where we can start putting them on a trial run, getting them to promote the business and leverage their contacts, their network. And that's how we started building. That's how we took this to the whole nother level. So, I mean, it's not much of an in-depth training. This is really straightforward. You're just reading, you're printing out, make sure you get it laminated. Get some magazines with it. You use the closing questions, and that was it. And if they tell you they gotta wait till Friday, they're gonna tell you they're gonna do it on Thursday, say no problem. What we're gonna do in the meantime, I'm gonna send you a post, let's start promoting it. So by the time you're ready on Friday, we already have people ready to sign up. And you start talking to their people. Y'all already know, y'all know the drill. This ain't nothing new. Rinse, repeat. So, is there anything that you guys wanted me to touch more based on?
I mean, Bruce, I'll tell you, thank you so much for that. I know the information I had is that you would be sharing precisely that because of your undeniable success so far with the company, but as well, putting it into those simple terms, you know, like Alfred has been telling us more recently, to step back into the trenches, to get back into that communication and putting ourselves in that environment. I'm certain that there's a lot of agents that really needed to hear how straightforward and simple it is, right? It's a lot of times we drown in complications that we create for ourselves in our head. And like you said as well in the beginning, a lot of you leaders, including Xavier Marrero, our SVP, I mean, all of you that have now at this point even crossed the stages, did not have all of the tools and resources that we have now. It's almost in abundance at this point. So I really can't think of anything else. I mean, really, we want to thank you, of course. I know the 1 through 10, like Xavier knows myself, I never saw a presentation, and that laminated 1 through 10 held me down for conversations. And literally, I used to read it over the phone, and I had my first, you know, 2-digit number of enrollments for clients with that exact tool. So again, we thank you for your time. We understand that you have no earnings for our success, but we as well just greatly appreciate your realness, you being transparent about it, putting it down in a way to keep us laughing. And I do see our senior vice president with a smile half on his face. I can see him on the camera. So, you know, I definitely want to get out of his way right now too. But I think that, you know, we can thank you for all that you poured into us. Thank you, Bruce.
Man. Yo, let's put a number 1 on the chat so far for Bruce, for Arnold. Man, one thing I admire about Bruce, and he knows this, man, I always tell him like, man, when I grow up, I want to be just like you, right? It's because when he delivers any information, it could be training, it could be PBR, it could be presentations, it's the energy, it's the way he makes it so fun and to interact, right? Guys, understand that buying is an emotion, right? This man knows how to get that emotion out of you and get you to sign up, right? Not only showing you the value by just like how he said, keeping it simple and just reading the sheet of paper that's in front of him, but just understanding how the human mind works and understanding personalities and understanding what to really focus on during that conversation so it can be valuable for that specific individual. And man, I have to give it up to Bruce because again, I remember coming into the company as a brand new agent. Yes, guys, Bruce was a brand new agent at one point, like all of us, right? This guy did not just join the company before you know it. The company said, man, we like you so much and your personality is so great and you're so intelligent and you're such an asset to us that we're just going to make you a vice president. Just go move forward. No, he started as a brand new agent. And I remember just watching his journey because by the time I came in, he was already doing big things. And they always say it's okay to be a copycat, just copy the right cat. And I seen what Alfred and Bruce was doing in the numbers that they were bringing in and just breaking records throughout the whole company. And I said, man, what are they doing that's so special? What are they doing that's so different? Because when we first started, just like how you said, we didn't have all these marketing tools. We didn't have all these systems. We had a website that was so outdated that you were scared to show your potential because they might have thought it was a scam, right? I'm pretty sure Bruce can remember that, right? But guys, what it is just feeling confident in what you're talking about, that posture, right? Talking about just reading from word by word, just right in front of you. And I'm telling you, you can see that success. Congratulations to Bruce. This man's a 7-figure earner in the company. You know, we always call him Mr. Go Lambo because he was able to go buy his dream car because of this platform. And you know how he did it? Through that 1 through 10 or 1 through 8, right? Whatever you want to call it. But that sheet of paper is worth a lot of money. You can see it, you can hear it, right? Documentation beats conversation. And we could just look at his penthouse view and it looks a lot better than mine, right? And I told him, I said, Bruce, I swear one day I'm gonna be just like you. So I have a ton of respect for this individual because again, you know, just his energy, the way he carries himself, even if there's negative things going on, he doesn't let it bother him. It's just more his, I'm in charge, right? I'm not a slave to no one's opinion. And I'm just going to continue to move forward and get to the top and bring as many people as I can with me. So Bruce, thank you so much again, man. Big shout out. Again, let's get this man some flames. Just killed it, you know, just kept it so simple. Guys, let's be real. Can you see yourself going out there and doing this? Will you do this to create 7 figures? Man, will you do this to create 6 figures a year? Of course you would. Will you do this to be able to drive your dream car? Of course you will. Will you do this to be able to live in the zip code that you really want to live in? Of course you will. And will you do this to make sure that your family will never have to struggle and you can break those generation curses? Of course you will, right? And guys, so we want to keep it very simple because right now, let's just be real, right? And you know what? I can't leave my man Arnold out. Dr. Arnold Bogarty, man, let's give him some fire, some flames. Man, this man came in and just killed it. When we want to talk about setting standards, that's what we talk about. When you want to talk about leading by example, that's exactly what he was showing. When you want to talk about, hey, how do we get not only people there, but then show them why they're there, why they need to be paying attention, that's exactly what he showed you. When he talked about how do you show respect to that percenter, that individual that's taking time out of their busy schedule to try to close your deals, how do you show that? And then how do you show that potential agent or customer of yours that they need to be paying attention? Guys, I'm telling you, man, I was like listening to this and I'm like, man, yo, Arnold's killing it. Like, this is all information that should be like standard across the board in the entire company, right? So again, man, shout out to my man, Dr. Arnold Bogarty, one of our vice presidents, soon to be EVP. He needs to stop playing, jump over that RVP. Arnold, what's up, bro? Man, the muscles, they coming in, right? I see it, right? But man, thank you so much, Arnold, for just, again, always leading by example, coming through last minute, like always being prepared. Man, so much information. And again, I say it again, it's okay to be a copycat, just copy the right cat. And everything he talked about, something you must do, right? And we don't tell people what they have to do. We just tell them, hey, we highly recommend it. But if you want to see the success that we're seeing, this is how we got there. We can't tell you anything different because we'll be lying to you. We don't know. This is the only way we know how to get there, right? So I want to give him a big shout out, big recognition. I want to give him recognition. I can't even speak right now. I'm so excited. But again, super, super excited for today's information. So guys, look, let's just keep it 100. Let's keep it funky, right? Guys, right now, production is down big time. But I'm going to be honest with you. We can't compare last year's numbers to this numbers. Last year, we had PP loans. We had a stimulus check. People were staying home more, right? People had more money to play with, right? They were more bold, right? They started giving this government money. They felt like, yo, you know what? I'm on top of the world. Let me go out there and kind of explore a little bit. But guys, that doesn't mean because those PP loans are not out there, the stimulus checks are not out there, that the business has to slow down. No, what it is we just got to go out there and work a little bit more. Guys, look, I remember about 2 to 3 years ago when Razor first just joined the company, right? This young lady didn't know anything about network marketing. She didn't know anything about credit repair. What she did know is that she was very hungry and she had situations she had to change. What she did know that Christmas was right around the corner and she had a son that she had to deliver to. What she did know is that she had plenty of days that were dark days and she just wanted to see some light. So when the slow season came, Arnold and me are looking like, how is she doing it? And Arnold said, you know why? Because she never told herself it's a slow season. You know why? Because every single day she's grinding like if it's the fast season. And I'm like, you know what, Arnold, you're right. So if Razor could do this, why can't everybody else do this? And then we started saying, you know what, we got to go out there and we got to do more, right? Because again, this is what we do. We continue to empower each other. So Razor's like, hey, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not slowing down. You guys can, but I can't afford to. Guys, you have to have that exact same mindset, right? So we said, but how do we keep it simple? How do we look at the top leaders and see what they really did to get to the top? And let's go ahead and do the exact same thing. Let's not overthink this. Let's not make this too complicated. Let's not make this like, I have to be this professional and I have to speak a certain way. And no, you see what Bruce said? Bruce, have fun with it. As long as you stay professional, you could definitely have fun with it. Don't ever take the fun or excitement out of what we do, because I'm telling you, you're going to feel like you have a job. I'll be honest with you, I can't remember the last time I felt like I had a job. Last time I felt like I had to clock in, right? So guys, what we need to do is we need to focus on creating more PBRs. We sat here now, we learned the etiquette of PBRs, the standards. How do you present yourself? How do you continue to just show that at the end of the day, this is where people want to be, because it's all about respect. Then you do exactly what Bruce just did. You start reading through the sheet of paper. That's it. Just start reading through the sheet of paper. The information is already there. It's already provided. These are individuals that put this together and say, hey, this is the most important factors. This is what people are really looking for. This is what people want to hear. Guys, we got to go back to the basics. We can't overthink this. As you guys seen today, I did 3 PBRs. Out of those 3 PBRs, I got 2 customers enrollments, and watch how many agents are about to come from those PBRs. Leading by example. I can't tell the team to go do something that we're not doing. Look at Arnold. Arnold already started one of the local events. Look at look at Bruno. Bruno's doing PBRs back to back in different cities. Guys, when I was a senior field trainer, I was already traveling city to city. I'm not telling you to do that, right? I'm the type of person, I take high risk, but I get high rewards. I was the type of person that I'm telling you, I was selling everything that I own just so I can make it to another city to launch it. Ask Razor what happened the first time we came to Massachusetts. A snowstorm hit. I was only a senior field trainer. I think I was not even a sales director. I might have been a sales director at that time, right? Because I think Rob already hit field trainer. I think Rob hit field trainer. I hit like sales director or just hit regional sales director. It wasn't a high paying title. But I remember rocking with, it can tell you a witness that I was just selling anything I needed to sell to make sure that we can make it to this trip. We made it to the trip, and guess what? The minute that we land in the airport, a snowstorm hits. To the point where Razor's like, yo, X, I don't even know if I can go pick you guys up at the airport right now. I said, look, Razor, if you don't want to, and I understand this thing is crazy, I can try to Uber it over there. But she's like, you know what, I'm gonna still come through. She still came through. Guys, she went out there and she was marketing. We had like a list of people that were going to show up, a minimum of 20 people. And when we made it there, 2 people showed up. 2 people showed up. And out of those 2, 1 person enrolled. So what I like to say, congratulations, Rob. Congratulations, Racer. We closed 50% of the room. That's a good percentage. We closed 50% of the room. Yo, give a shout out to Razor and Rob for that. Number 1 real quick. 50% of the room, we closed them. That was us. That's what we did, right? But let me not lose focus on what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is those PBR are powerful. Reason why Zooms, don't get me wrong, leverage them. My first PBR today was a Zoom, but I had people from Detroit and people from Georgia. But the goal is to get people locally, to get in front of someone, because that belly to belly, it's a whole different type of energy. That belly to belly, it's a whole different type of conversation. That belly to belly closes way more deals than any other technology. So we have to go back to the basics, right? Don't let this, oh, it's a slow season, production is down, discourage you. Let that motivate you. Let that be like, you know what? You're right, X. Mentally, I've been telling myself, oh, everybody's numbers are down. What does that mean? The numbers are down because we're not out here keeping it simple. The numbers are down because we're not out here having fun with it. We're not excited. We're not doing what Bruce just taught us, to just have fun. This man was giggling and laughing while he was doing it. He was throwing in little jokes. And then Arnold just came and told you exactly what to do while you're there, the do's and don'ts, so you can remain that professional, so you can remain that person that people can see of value. Guys, that's huge. That is huge. Type in number one if you feel this training would definitely help bring that production up for yourself. Type in that number one, please. I want to see who I'm talking to. I want to see if people are seeing what I'm seeing, what the top leaders are seeing. So guys, we're going to take this to the next level. How are we going to do it? We can't beat people up because production is down. We're just going to demotivate each other. But what we can do is create excitement and fun, which brings up production. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? X, what is the solution? It's very simple. See, as leaders, we got together and we said, what can we do for our team? Not for us, but for the team. Even if production is down, we're still pretty good. But what about the team? What about those brand new agents? What about those field trainers, the senior field trainers, those sales directors? What about them? How are they impacting their income? And we say we got to do something because trust me, people want certain titles and certain incomes, but they don't want the responsibilities. And Team Relentless leadership, we take the responsibility very seriously. I'm blessed to have the leaders that I have in our organization. You guys are blessed to have the leaders that you guys are blessed to have leaders like Bruce, who goes out their way, doesn't reap none of the benefits from you or this entire Relentless team and comes and trains us. But we say, you know what? We got to take another step forward. How do we show unity? How do we show the family environment? How do we have fun and keep the excitement? And how do we bring up the production? Man, it was simple for us. We say, you know what? Thanksgiving dinner. What? You heard me right. Thanksgiving dinner. November 20th on a Saturday at 2 p.m. Be ready because we all about to spend some time together. We all about to have some fun. We're all about to be united. And I don't care what city and state you're from, we're going to make this happen because every leader in every city is going to host this. We're going to stream it live with each other. So we're going to have multiple cities on at one time. But what's going to happen? People are going to get together. That's going to be unity. People are going to bring their families. That's that family environment. People are going to be having fun, laughing. We're going to be looking at Arnold. We laugh just looking at Arnold, right? Yeah, I love that, man. But there's excitement. No, not business related, not business related at all, right? How many times have we used to do that Sunday fun day? No business related, but some way, somehow, production came through that day. Some way, somehow, we closed more deals that day than any other presentation when we invested money to look so professional. People just want to be part of something that's enjoyable. Some part of something that's, man, I don't care if I got an enrollment or not. I'm paying this $89 because next month I'm trying to have fun again. I'm trying to be with the team. I want to eat some turkey. But then we took this step further. We said, you know what? We got to give away some stuff. So our Executive Vice President, David Marquez, agreed to go buy a laptop. Look at him like, what, X? Right? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But guys, look, what we're going to do, look what you put up, right? But what we're going to do is this, guys. It's real simple. For every agent, for every enrollment that you get, starting Sunday, the 17th, all the way to the day of the event, including that morning when you're showing up at 2 p.m. or that afternoon, all you have to do is walk in there, show us your inbox, show us every single enrollment that you have. And what's going to happen, we're going to give you one ticket for every client enrollment. We're going to give you 2 tickets for every agent enrollment. And we're going to give you a ticket just for showing up. So by just showing up, you're going to get a ticket. But what is that ticket for? but we're gonna do a raffle. And the raffle could be as small as a $25 gift card to all the way to a laptop. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. As leaders, we're gonna get together, we're gonna figure this out. But the biggest thing was we're also gonna give away some turkeys. And I'm gonna tell you why. Just last week, I was on a call with one of our agents, and this man broke down to me crying because he's living out of his car. He lost everything last week. Because of that, the mother of his child is taking full advantage of it. And it's like, you can't even see your daughter, 5-year-old baby daughter, you can't even see her because you don't have nowhere to take her. And I'm like, yo, see, but let me ask you, don't she allow you to just take your daughter, take her to the park, take her to the mall, take her to the movies? Like my brother, I will send you money to take your daughter to the movies. He's like, X, that's the thing. I can still do that. But she's taking full advantage of it because I'm homeless. My baby girl needs me and more. I need her even more. And I'm like, man, it broke my heart. Like I'm trying to hold myself back right now because it broke my heart. Like I shared tears with this man on the phone. But then it made me realize, like, how many more agents do we have in our team that might just be struggling? How many more agents do we have in our team that might not have that special Thanksgiving because they don't have a turkey? And we say, you know what? At this event, we're going to be giving away some turkeys. And then Cherie said, yo, X, I have a great idea. What about if they also bring in cans of food? So that way we can continue to keep giving back. I said, yo, Cherie, you know what? That's a great idea. And I said, Courtney, shout out to Courtney as well. She's constantly giving back to the community, constantly feeding people, constantly putting clothes on their back, socks on their feet. And I said, you know what? That's exactly what we need to do. What we need to do is we need to go ahead and continue to give back the same way we did before. Because I remember just about a year, 2 years ago, I had a conversation with our leaders, and I said, guys, look, God is blessing us too much. There's no way we can't bless people this holiday. There's kids out there that will not have the Christmas that they deserve. And it's not because their parents were bums. It's because situations happen. Guys, I was one of those kids that had a lot of Christmases that there was no presents under that tree. But there was a lot of love. There was a lot of love. And I said, you know what? If we can get together and we can go ahead and help other people, before you know it, as leaders, we fill the whole pot of toys, of food. I remember we were sitting out there, Arnold, David, Jackie, we had Genesis, Yoerica, Bruno, myself, my son, who else? Gigi was out there. Who else am I missing? There were so many people out there. And all we did is let people come by and pick out toys for their kids. Guys, I never bought so many bicycles in my life. I never knew that a CLS can carry so many bikes at once. But we didn't care. We had to deliver. So at the end of the day, guys, that's what we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue to actually go out here and continue to be productive, to continue to have fun, continue to have the excitement, continue to move like the family, continue that unity. And we're going to continue to give back. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. At the end of the day, that's the biggest factor out of this whole training right now, is how can we pour into others. And shout out to Courtney, because I've been around Courtney when Courtney didn't even have much. But Courtney always stood consistent to giving back. And it reminded me about the story in the Bible where, you know, and David probably knows this way better than I do, but you had individuals coming up and just giving their offering. Then you had this rich individuals who just come and drop gold, poof, all this gold in front of them. Here's our offers. Because we have all this gold, we're the better ones. We're the highly favored ones. We're going to get more blessings. And the old lady came and just gave away a penny or two. And God blessed her. And they said, how? How is it that you bless her when she gave you a penny and we just dropped all this gold on us? And he said, because she gave everything she had. You guys gave a small percentage of what y'all had. See, that's what really matters. Right now, some of our leaders, we're in a position we can give away so much and it will not impact our bank accounts. When you got someone that gives away and it impacts their bank account, that says a lot about their heart. That says a lot about them. That says a lot about their character. Why do you think I have so much respect for Courtney? Look, when I met Courtney, I already knew she was a stand-up woman. When I met Courtney, I knew she was a true queen. When I met Courtney, I knew she was an influencer and a leader before she even knew. But what I always loved and respected about her is her willingness to always continue to give back, even if her situation was tight. Guys, that's what we're all about. That's what this industry is all about. So I want everybody to stay focused. I want everybody to take this training and take it to the next level. I want everybody to go out there and start doing PBRs. And if you suck at it, great. Because we all did. Bruce could probably tell you, yo, actually, I sucked at this in the beginning. But now he's a master. You know why? Because he didn't stop. You know why? Because he sat there and made out so many PBRs. I used to watch them. I'm like, how can you get so many people to a Dunkin' Donuts? It's not even Starbucks. How? It was just inviting. It was just asking those small little questions and messing with that person's mind. Guys, you guys got the golden nuggets. They already posted up the actual document. It's in your back office as well. Go out there and put in the work. You'll reap the benefits. Go out there and get in front of people, belly to belly. They're going to trust you. They're going to believe you. They're going to like you. It's the BLT, and I'm not talking about a sandwich. You guys shouldn't be hungry right now. It's too late to be talking about food and talking about you hungry. The BLT is the believe, like, and trust. I believe this individual. I like this individual. I trust this individual. That can only happen through a PBR. A Zoom, as soon as we're done, I hit end for all. And everybody's going right back to their normal life. And when you try to follow up, some way, somehow, the dog escaped from the house, the kitchen is burning down, the goldfish is drowning, right? But when you have those PBRs, some people ain't going nowhere. And at the end of this, what is it that you like the most? That's like the golden question. What is it that you like the most? Great, me too. And then you sit there and you assume the close. Great, let's get you started right now. Is this the correct spelling of your first name? What payment method are we using today? What payment method are we using today? And guys, I guarantee you, we continue this. By the end of this month, our production is going to be so high that corporate's going to be calling us and asking us, what do we do different? And if we committed fraud, nah. But let us just focus on the PBRs. We focus on getting in front of people and getting the information in front of them. We focus on asking them the right questions. We focus on assuming the close. And we focus on getting a ton of referrals, even if that person enrolled or not. Hey, Chris, I know you're saying right now it's not your time, but who else do you know that I can call that might need help with the credit? Who else do you know that I can call that need to make extra money, especially for the holidays coming up? Chris, I know you know somebody. I know you're not ready right now, but who do you know? You know what that does? That's another PBR from a PBR. And before you know it, Chris is going to join because she's going to be like, Sarah, man, I see you doing this PBR and these people about to start. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to enroll them. So what do you want to do? Because I can enroll you real quick and you can enroll them. Or if not, you can keep waiting on the sideline, which is okay, I understand, but I need to go ahead and get them started because they're ready to rock and roll. Guys, it's so simple. And I take fault because we try to overthink this. We try to give these special trainings and We did all this research and invested all this money and we wanted to just appeal, but we wasn't thinking about that brand new agent. We wasn't thinking about that field trainer. And we said, you know what? We always said, the person that gets to the top is a person that can create a field trainer factory. If you do that, you're always going to get to the top. And David Marquez goes out his way and putting videos together on how to properly launch, right? 2 different videos. That's going to make it even easier. It's even going to go company-wide. Guys, what we have here is special. Don't take it for granted. What we have here right now is what's going to get everybody to the next level. No one's going to get left behind. You know, the only way you're going to get left behind? If you choose to. That's the only way you're going to get left behind. Because everything else we're delivering to you. So I want everybody to turn their cameras on. Everybody, turn your cameras on. Unless you're in the bathroom, turn your cameras on. And if you are, use a different angle. I want everybody to turn their cameras on. Cameras on, cameras on. I want to end this. Cameras are on. Cameras on, cameras on. Camera on. We still more cameras on. I want to see people. I want to see them. I want to see more people. Right? Cameras on. Keep cameras on, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and make a quick little video, right? I would highly recommend you guys do the exact same thing too right now. Go on your social media, go to your story, go ahead and start recording. I want everybody to keep their cameras on because I'm gonna go ahead and flip through these 5 pages, right? Because I want everybody to see on social media that we're still working. I want people to see on social media that we're training each other. I want people to see on social media that this ain't fake. So I want everybody to do that right now. And I'm gonna start doing it myself. Look at this team training, right? Empowering others, right? Helping people get through the season and be able to make sure that they provide for their family, right? Look at this. Blessed. We're blessed, right? Look at this team. Now that everyone has their cameras on, I want everybody to turn off. I want everybody to unmute themselves. Everybody unmute your lines. Everybody unmute their lines. Right? So Bruno's going in. But I love Bruno going in. Bruno's going in.
Hold on, buddy.
Right? Now everybody has cameras on, the mics are off. I want to hear some excitement. Team Relentless, are you excited of this 4th quarter? Are you excited about this Thanksgiving dinner? Are you excited?
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go.
That's it.
Let's get it.
On the road listening to this. Go. Hoorah.
Salute to the team.
We.
Relentless.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's eat. Let's eat. Let's
Let's
eat.
go out there and let's take action. Let's go out there and let's take.
Unmute yourself, Xavier.
So, and listen, I do want to grab the last attendees that are still on right now, grab their attention. I know our senior vice president might have something else to add. I'm not sure. I know he's muted right now, but some real quick big announcements. Listen, just as Dr. Arnold Bogarty was training us on etiquette for events, he's actually been able to secure where we first started off here, having so many of those initial PBRs and those presentations. There will actually be the Path to Financial Freedom live in Tampa every Thursday night at 7:30. It is open to anyone in the Tampa area, right? So you can all come through, definitely build a business. And it's cool because we'll remember where the room was initially empty and then we filled it so much so we actually exhausted the space. So go ahead and take full advantage of that. Again, that's in the Tampa market. It's Glory Days on Northdale Mabry, Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. It'll be a live in-person opportunity overview. Now, as well, reminding all of you for our Worcester, Massachusetts, post-convention event, Saturday, November 6th. You do not want to miss that. The link was dropped in the comments. It's also blasted out throughout various places. Get your ticket, secure your spot. You do not want to miss that. Huge shout out to Regional Vice President Reyso Ortero and Vice President Natalie Rodriguez for making that possible. And of course, Xavier, one question that did come from the attendees as far as the raffle tickets, did you say it is starting on November 17th through up until November 20th, the day of the Thanksgiving event, or is it going to be the duration of the week, or is it going to be different dates? So that was something I wanted to ask you as well, if you clarify for the.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I think I heard the question. So we already started. So anyone that got any enrollment with the first day of the value month, which was October 17th.
Oh.
Right?
So October 17th. So from October 17th, oh my gosh, wow, listen, please get excited about that. Understand you already have a raffle ticket. Everybody's name I dropped on the list has already 2 or 3 or more, right? So that's huge. Wow, thank you so much for that, Xavier. Huge. And as he mentioned as well before, our executive vice president has been behind the scenes doing a whole lot of work, giving of his time and his expertise to create an updated launch, right? So he has dropped the link. I believe it will be password protected, but we may get an update from him on that. But just shouting out our executive vice president, Mr. David Marquez, for putting that together and making it possible. It'll be a uwelaunch.com website with a password, and I know those details will be shared as well.
The password should be freedom, and David, correct me if I'm wrong.
He did state freedom. I asked him again.
Yeah, so you can actually share your screen and go to it right now to show them, because Billy just got it going. He said password, I think, removed, but if you go on there, they can actually see it. So anybody that you enroll, now it's a simple step 1, 2, 3, and it has all the documents there like they did before. So you guys can go to it. I don't know if I'm able to share it. I can show you. Yes, I can. So here it goes right here. Perfect. Thank you. So all you're going to do, I don't know if you guys are able to see my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So here goes UWE launch. I guess he removed the password for now, but you got a welcome video right here with Billy Scott. It's 2 minutes and he's basically going over what to expect. And then we also have the next part. Let me stop that. And then also on here, if I can see where it's at. All right. Let's go back. All right. And then we have part 2, which is onboarding, and then the launching. And then these are the launch documents. So what you guys are pulling up, see, you have all of that's going to be covered in there, but it's a one simple, source that you can plug in all of your agents and new agents too. He is going to put also under the boards app, so that way you guys can download it from there. So this is it. And then also you guys can click on documents or VP University right here and get all the pre-recordings of all the VP universities. So just to let you guys know, it's going to be easier. You can even download Memory Jogger and everything else on here. So that's it. Let's get it. We made it simple.
Hey man, shout out to our executive vice president for putting that together, taking a lot of time to just do a lot of research, and then taking extra time to make videos after videos after videos to make sure we got the perfect one, right? So again, shout out to you for that, my brother. I highly appreciate it. Continue to lead by example. But guys, man, that is it, man. I'm super excited. You guys already got the new game plan. You guys already know what the new excitement is going to be with the whole entire team. And guys, man, shout out to every single leader that spoke today and just took the time out of the busy day to just share some golden nuggets that have taken them to high titles, high levels, R&R members, 6-figure earners, VPs and above. Like, man. I remember I used to speak to Rob, and I used to tell Rob, one day this will happen. And here we are, we manifested this, man. I remember speaking to Myra years ago, Myra, this will happen. And here we are today, we manifested this. I remember working with side by side with David and Courtney, telling them this was going to happen. And here we are. I remember years ago speaking with Anthony Kelly, telling this was going to happen. And here we are, we manifested this. Daryl can tell you, Daryl knows me for 10 plus years. I used to always tell him this was going to happen. And here we are, we manifested this. And guys, I just said 10 plus years. It didn't come overnight. It came overnights. So let's continue to stay focused. We got the excitement. We're here. We're committed. We ain't going nowhere. Man, I'm telling you, man, blessed to have the leaders of this organization. All right. So thank you guys so much. Take care. Stay blessed. I'll see you guys at the top.
Let's get it, guys. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Have a great night, everyone.
Good night.